Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below. Hello everybody and welcome to AOR Hype Energy Xbox One F2 League here on F1 2018. Today we're in Sakhir at the Bahrain International Circuit for the Bahrain Grand Prix, where I host round 2 of the championship. The first race in the Middle East and the first night race on the calendar. It didn't start as a night race though. The first race was held in 2004, where it was Michael Schumacher who won the race in the F2004 Ferrari. It was a night race back in 2014 and there ever was since then, where we saw an epic battle with the 2 Mercedes teammates Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. We saw some very good opportunities in Australia and very excited to see what we got on store today. There are 15 corners and 2 DRS zones, the first running down the pit straight and the second one going through turn 10 and 11. I am Jess and I'll be one of your commentators for this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box tonight and for the rest of the season is my co-commentator, who also commentated with me in Xbox One F2 last season, is Josh Swarm. Welcome back, Josh.
Thank you, yeah, it's good to be back. It is good to be back 100%. Bahrain, personally as a driver, not my favourite track, but in terms of commentating, it is a good track nonetheless.
Yes, there are, and there's a variety of strategies that the drivers can do today. We've got 3 options of tyres: the red super soft, the yellow softs and the white mediums, as you can see on the screen at the moment. We need a one-stop strategy if the drivers are going for soft to mediums, or if they want to do start on the super soft, then we'll most likely do a 2-stop. So here is the circuit you can see on the screen at the moment. I will expect the majority of people to set their fastest laps on the softs this year because of the fact they have to keep a watchful eye on the tyre temperatures. They do get very hot very easy. But for now, let's move on to a hot lap by CRG Evo and commentated by Ninja Rider.
Welcome to Sakhir, Bahrain. I am Ninja Rider here to take you on the hot lap of the Sakhir International Circuit. This is CRG Evo on the Xbox One. He won the last round at Australia here at AOR. Turn 1, very, very sharp off of the pit straight. Lots of passing opportunities here and 30 meters wide on the track here. 2 and 3 taken flat out. A little bit of a lift here in true to get you down the front straight. Turn 4. Passing opportunity there, a switchback, and another wide part of the track. Drivers will be taking the whole thing left, right, and left here through the S section. Gotta be careful to not cut the track or leave the track in any fashion. Cut it right down. So turn 7 and 8, and now 9 and 10. Double corner, gotta watch the bump there on the inside of turn 10, a very, very slow section of the track, but with DRS, they ramp it all the way up. 8th gear grabbed before the sweeper in turn 11. Got to brake and turn at the same time, and in the same section of corners, you must accelerate out. For 12 and 13, you cut it down just a little bit. 4th gear, get the best exit you can down a very, very long straight. Crank it all the way up, running low downforce for most cars. The slipstream becomes very important here as another passing section here for turn 14. A very exciting track here at Bahrain. And a fantastic lap here by CRG Evo. Enjoy the race, everyone.
And qualifying is underway, ladies and gentlemen. The first person I'm on board with is the Renault driver, John, who's going to be setting the first time for us here around Bahrain. Coming up to turn number 4 now. I think this is probably one of the easiest places to make an overtake around this track. There's a couple, obviously turn 4 being the first. You've got turn 1 after the long straight, you know, you get the slipstream, you get the DRS, and also turn 14 as well. It's one of those weird ones. You can get the move done. If you get it done well, you're set. but you have to get it spot on. If not, the car behind is just going to get that toe towards turn 1, and you're going to get the position back like that. However, I'm going to stay on board with Renault. Make sure, you know, his lap's good. It's quality. It's, you know, just the skill we expect here in F2. Obviously, it wasn't here last season, if that's correct. We have got some similar names, which I'm sure you pointed out last time at Australia, but we've got some new names, and in a way, not so new. You know, sometimes you, maybe on Twitter, you know about these people, and here they are now on this gorgeous screen we have with 20 drivers. Yeah, John, obviously he's going to be setting the first time. It's just around the last corner, and here we go. Let's begin his lap. Yellow flag set to 3. I'm guessing that's people just slowing down, just to give themselves some room. So, the man in the Renault, what can he do? Turn 1, can he nail it? More or less, we give him that. 2 and 3, literally these corners are just, I don't know how they decide which is a corner, which isn't. You know, a little dink is a corner. It's like the last corner. It's technically 2 corners, but, you know, we're not going to moan. Anyway, turn 4, he smashed that. He's moving on to sector 2 with turn 5, 6, and then 7. A little bit of a slide through there. Coming out to turn 8 now. Nice and easy from the man. Obviously, you've got turn 9, then turn 10. Potentially the hardest corner on this circuit. You can lock up so easy. And there is a wild Ferrari as well in front of him. Just a little bit of support from the red team just in front there. Coming up now, this is obviously the second DRS straight of the track. And then turn 11, nice little swooping left-hander up to turn 12. Very easy to actually lose it out here. The traction, it's not the best, as the Ferrari did get out of the way from it. I didn't think he would. Turn 15, a little bit of a cut there, and just about managed to stay on track. Now, coming down, I think this is actually the second largest straight on the circuit. And then coming around the final 2 corners, 1 corner, however you would like to say it. And then now going to be coming up to the line. It's quite short, to be fair, where the line is. And, well, thank you, John. You've just completely slowed down for me. I think he invalidated his time. But, as you can see roughly from that, and from a driver's perspective in a way, corner cutting can be a worse nightmare, but we do it the first time on the board with KJ Gamer of a 127.090.
Yes, indeed. And KJ Gamer didn't look very strong last time about in Australia. He was involved in so many collisions, so the time that he's set at the moment is going to be looking very strong, and hopefully he can redeem himself this time around in Bahrain. He has been practicing like flies along with his teammate Ollie Smithson, which unfortunately he retired from the race, unfortunately, in Australia, which he actually won in season 15, but he didn't win in season 16. Someone else won in season 16, and in dominant fashion as well. Apex 97 actually won in season 16, so hopefully maybe we can see another winner, maybe to make this championship unpredictable. Or will Apex be on the line to do a win again? But I think LGS has just beaten the lap time of the 126s. I was predicting whole time to be a low 126, possibly people get into the 125s. We have seen a few splits already have gone into the 125s, including the PS4 tier 1 tier, which I did watch before this one, and boy, that was a close qualifying. But it is F2, don't forget, so we could see the 125s go. You never know. So it's highest strategy at the moment. A lot of people, surprisingly, are going on the super softs, but I would expect more people to go on the softs. So I thought more people do that, but I think a lot of people want to do the 2-stop strategy. Maybe they think they would be going faster, but we'll see. We're hoping also Morso will have a better qualifying than last time about, but we've seen last week that Morso has had some very good race pace as well, so we are looking forward to seeing that as well. And we also got CRL Rosberg, which we didn't see last time about. He was in F1 last season and he couldn't make last race, but he is back for the rest of the season. I think he's the only one to qualify on the softs right now, but he hasn't set a lap time yet, so it'll be interesting to see how he does going on those tyres. But maybe they'll be going on the super soft tyres now to maximise their lap, or maybe they could go on the softs if they want to, if they think the super softs are a bit too hot.
Yeah, in terms of strategy, like obviously everyone is on the super soft tyre bar Rosberg. Personally, for me, when it comes to this track with the strategy, it's definitely got to be the 2-stop. In terms of the tyres you use to get there, I think it's a driver's just choice, really, because you may find that some drivers, they absolutely love using the super softs, but another may hate it. It's all about the driver's skill and just their preference, really. I'm just on board with Jork, who he's going to set the time, he's going to come in, but Jork and Melanie in the 2 McLarens. Now, that is a really good team there. That is potentially, like, I think that's a really good team. I was just looking through, you know, obviously you had Apex and more so, who got the 1-2 last time out, and the Force Indians. I think they're definitely going to be scaring a couple of people who want to try go for constructors, but then you've got KJ and Smithson as well. Like, it's going to create a really good constructors battle. I feel like having these teams where they are just so strong together, but then at the same time you have that drivers championship in which these team guys could go up against each other. So what do they do then? You know, when it's about like round 16, do they be like, you know what, we could get the constructors here, but at the same time in the back of their mind they're like, I want to get the drivers championship. You know, it's mind games going on. So we have a Mercedes of Welty who's decided to take a little tour of the track. He's I think this is turn 7. He's in the gravel. He's swapping over now. I'm not too sure what he's doing, but I think he's saying hello to the fans. He's swinging back on now, trying to get on the right way, but yeah, a little bit weird from the Mercedes there. Hopefully you know, comes back, and which he has done. He's back underway. Good to see. 10 minutes to go. You get quite a lot of time. I know last season, or last game as well, when it came to qualifying, it felt like everything was in a rush. But this game, it seems a little bit more relaxed. I don't know if you would agree with that, Jess.
Yeah, well, I think so. Because of the 18-minute qualifying that these guys now have they have an opportunity to possibly get to know the track a little bit more on their first stint, maybe not push the tyres a little bit more on the first stint, but the second stint, I think, is where they got to really push it, make sure they get the most possible lap time, because the final stint, usually, sometimes they may mess up. So if they get a good lap time in the second stint as well, then they are on for a very good race result coming up in these next couple of laps, which will be good for them. So, but it usually gets very more grippy towards the latter stages of qualifying. So I strongly suggest go out as late as possible for your final stint, and then you can strongly manage your tyres and also keep to that lap time. So we do see a lot of people going back to the pits, but LGS is still setting the benchmark at the moment, so we're going to keep our eyes on that. And obviously our reigning champion redeeming himself. He's on the softs. He set a 1:27 on the softs. That's a good lap time on the softs, to be fair. I think he and his teammate Smithson, I think, is looking for a one-stop strategy, maybe, possibly two, but Smithson's on the super softs right now. But again, he wanted to get his lap time off to a good start by going on the super soft first. But interestingly, not many people have gone out yet, maybe because they do want to be a little bit relaxed going into this, and should be very interesting to watch going in as well. Some great overtaking opportunities to watch out for. Turns 10 and 11, especially in the second DRS zone, is the trickiest in my opinion, just to get right, especially the braking zone. We've seen a lot of people go off in the past, especially last year, and even myself included. I don't know about you, Josh, but it is quite difficult. But we could be expecting some more people to set some higher lap times, possibly Apex as well. We're watching Clone Troop did not too bad in qualifying either last time about, but we haven't seen what David, aka CRL Rosberg, has got left to do. He's only had 2 practice sessions last time earlier on this evening, but he said to me that he was improving on his pace and he's looking to set some very good lap times. So we're going to watch out for him and watch out for the other guys as well. So I think a few people going out for their second stints. I think Betha F1 ROB say is just at a 1:27.5, but I think not many other people have improved at the moment. Dr. Alex, I should say. I said it wrong last week. I do apologise. Surprisingly, up in P7, he set pole last week. I was expecting him to be up there with the top guys, but hasn't set the benchmark yet. But we will be watching him very closely indeed. But it's going to be a tight field. F2 was very competitive last season, and I do expect it to be very competitive this season, Josh.
Yeah, I was just on board with KJ Gamer, who did improve his time. He set a 27 flat, let's say, on a set of softs. Now, I'm calling out the 2 Red Bulls here. Very cheeky, I caught it on board, but Smithson gave KJ a bit of a toe on the start-finish straight just before KJ started his lap time, just to give him extra speed there. So very cheeky from the Red Bulls, but it's obviously, you know, a team game for the 2 of them, and I mean, it helped KJ to be able to set that time on a set of soft tyres. That could put him in a good spot for the race. But very cheeky from the 2 there in Red Bull. But you know, you can do it. You can do it. It's all about helping out your team, etc. And that's what he did. I'm on board with I don't know how to say his name. He's in P6 in a minute.
Dr. Alex.
Completely, was it? Oh, is that how you say it? Dr.
Yeah.
Alex. Okay. I would say I was looking at it like as a full name, like I don't know, Drax or something. I'm going to nickname you Drax. You're Drax from now on. It's Drax. I'm coming up. I've got a kind of nicknames. I did last season, and then the guy in 3rd. You said you didn't have. I'm going to call him Beefeater. That's the closest thing it looks like. So we've got Beefeater and Drax. They're the only 2, I think. Everyone else, yeah, you'll be all right.
We'll be fine.
You've got AOR. I'm going to call you Pele. Down in P17 in a minute. So we've got Beefeater, Drax and Pele. They're my new names for you guys. If you want to change your gamer tags, you know, I won't charge you a price for stealing my IDs. But let's move. I would say move on to qualifying, but everyone's in the pit except one man in the Williams there, which is VSR Clone Trooper. I believe someone was leaving the pit as well, unless they were heading back in. As Sam's back in the session, that's good to see. Now, Clone Trooper, I think he's going to dive in, isn't he? And he's going to be a pain. Yes, he is. Okay, Franglish, he's coming out on track. He gives us something to commentate on. Otherwise, I'm just going to ramble on and come up with nicknames for more people. And no one wants that. I don't know. People may want that. They may want some good old nicknames for the drivers. Round 2, you know, it's going to be a long season. We've got to bring the laughs in. Now, Franglish on an outlap. Man was here last season and did quite well, to be fair. I believe he was in the Force India last season, if my memory is correct. If not, then, well, I need to improve that. In the Torosso with LK, which is a good team. Again, it's one that I didn't pick up on earlier. Now, Jess, I'm going to ask you about... I know we're only in round 2, but I'm going to ask you about the favourites for champions and constructors, because that's what everybody is here for and wants to know. They want to know who the champion's going to be.
This is going to be a very tough call, I think, for the drivers and constructors, because it's still early days, because even though it was round 1 in Australia, things can all change, and that's what made it so good in Season 15. Ollie Smithson won the Australia race in Season 15, but he didn't go on to win the championship, so we thought him as the early favourite. He led the championship for most of the first half of the season, then he binned it, and then the likes of KJ and MVP0 were able to close down. But obviously, MVP0 is now in Xbox One Tier 1, so well done to him as well. You'll see him later on tonight in the Xbox One Tier 1 at 9 o'clock. But anyway, going back to this, I think the Force Indias were looking very, very strong in Australia, more so going from P16 to P2, which was great stuff, and also Apex doing well with his strategy as well. So I think constructors, I think we can go on the lines of that, but we can't rule out Rosberg. I think he could be a good contender in the championship. I could say Clone Troop, but unfortunately he is a reserve driver, so he won't be a contender for the championship obviously. But I think the likes of Apex, probably KJ Gamer, hopefully he can redeem himself, maybe. We could see quite a lot of contenders, I think, wrap up, and it could all change at the end of this race, and that's what makes it so exciting and unpredictable.
Yeah, I agree. Also, if we get these numbers for the rest of the season, then it could be incredible, because we've got the numbers, and then if you look deeper in, I'm going all like metaphor here, right? But you have the list of 20 drivers, but then you look at those drivers and you look at the names there, and you're like, wow, you know, it's going to be the stage in which everyone in the top 10 points, they're all going to be ridiculously quick, and they're going to be incredibly skillful, and then you're going to have people in like P13 who you're like, how aren't you up there? How aren't you getting podiums? But that's what's going to make our job, you could say, a hell of a lot of fun. Because I just, looking at the names, it just excites me so much. And it's like I'm becoming a kid, you know, it's just, you see all these cool people and you're like, oh my god, you know, this is awesome. But there was an improvement from, I believe it was, well, Franglish is, what, 27.9 P4, and then we've got Beefeater in third, with 27.5. He's being called Beefeater, that's it. I've settled his name. But Franglish on the set of softs, so again, mixed strategies from people, some super softs, some softs, it depends on the preference. But there's only a minute to go of qualifying, and I believe KJ just gave a bit of a toe to Smithson, but I don't know if KJ got in his way actually. So we'll have to keep an eye there between the cheeky Red Bulls. We've got yellow flags in sector 1 and sector 3. I don't know if people have made a little mistake or if they're just going slow to get some room, etc. But 51 seconds. I could have waited till 50, but I'm not. You've got to use all the time here in qualifying, which is what they're doing. We've got the first retirement of the session. Sadly, we can't see if it's an error or just in the pit lane, but so many people still haven't set times, like 9 people. So what could happen? What could happen? No one knows. That's the absolute beauty of it.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I was watching KJ Gamer giving Smith a toe actually on the stream. I hope you caught that as well. But they are definitely working together now. They're all their VSR teammates again. So I won't be surprised if their strategies are similar in pace. And it's good to see teammates are working together. They are probably in a party together. KJ Gamer is slowing down, so I don't think he's going to improve. But interestingly, KJ Gamer, I think the only one apart from LGS on the Super Soft. Everyone else is qualified on the softs at the moment. Time is just ending off, and I'm just seeing who. No, KJ Gamer is going to the pits. Anyone else on a lap time? I'm just going to double.
Chalk up to P2. What a lap from the man.
That is a great lap.
The McLaren there.
And I think LGS
on the softs, everyone's everyone is on the softs except LGS. Wow. Okay. That could be quite interesting.
That's what it was like in most of the races I've seen. I was actually quite surprised if they were going on the super softs like KJ Gamer and LGS. But everybody else, I think, wants to go for that one stop, go for the soft to medium strategy and work at it. Now I'm just seeing who else can improve. Apex possibly. Seeing if he can go. He's just gone past the DRS zone at the moment. He's looking to capitalise on his win. He could possibly get a second win as well. I can't. Smithson is up into P4 at 126.8.
It's going to be Welty, X Power, and then Apex in terms of the remaining drivers. So if we stick on board with Welty, the Mercedes driver, seeing what I think actually, I don't think he's on a time. He's on. It says he's on 1 minute 40, so he's not going to be setting a time. So it's going to be X Power, the man in Williams. But he looks like he's going to be diving in as well. So it's just down to the
no one,
India, wasn't it?
No, Apex
oh,
retired.
is that it? Did he? Oh no. Oh, Apex, yeah. So that is it for qualifying. Went quite quick. A lot of changes, but this is the grid, ladies and gentlemen, of 20 drivers. I'm gonna run through it now before the other screen because 20 drivers in about 10 seconds could be interesting. However, starting on pole position is LGS, followed by Jork in the McLaren. Then we have CRL Rosberg and VSR Smithson there on the second row. Close for comfort between the two of them just there on board as well. Then we have Beefeater, P5, my man. And then we have Drax. And then now this is going to be the interesting part. We're going to watch me ramble on, get through all the names of 20 drivers in 10 seconds. But I've got this. I think I've got this. You know, get the hype in. As soon as that screen's up, I'm going through, ladies and gentlemen.
Hype energy drinks.
Okay, if we don't. Yes, exactly. I've got water though with me.
Oh.
It's for the cold after. Alright, here we go. LGS first, Jork in second, Rosberg in third, VSR Smith in fourth, Beefeater fifth, Drax in sixth, Melanie seventh, Clone Trooper eighth, and then we have Verstappen in ninth, Hayden in 10th. Now rounding out after the top 10, we have John in 11th, KJ Gamer 12th, Apex in 13th, Welty 14th, Morso 15th, X Power 16th, Sam 17th, Franglish 18th, LK 19th, and rounding out is Pele.
Well done. That was impressive.
Thank you. You get 30 seconds. You get 30 seconds. We need to shorten it to like 20. Like each each week we just shorten it to like give me 25 seconds next week to do it, and then next thing I know I'll be doing it in like 5 seconds, the whole grid.
I'll do it the race.
Don't quote me to that.
I'll do it in the race then, and see if I can do it as fast as I can in the race. You do it in qualifying, see how it goes. Kind of like do a race rundown, as it were. But LGS.
Yeah, exactly.
LGS was looking very, very strong in qualifying. But he was in AOR F1 last season, so I'm not really that surprised. But he's looking to redeem himself. It'll probably be his best finish if he's able to capitalise it. So we're keeping our fingers crossed there. But make sure we keep an eye on the likes of Rosberg as well. David, he said he was looking strong on pace, and he didn't disappoint today. So hopefully he's looking for a podium as well. And also KJ Gamer looking to redeem himself. And also some other people as well. We have got a competitive grid. This is going to be absolutely incredible. We've seen loads of battles last week. I was struggling to keep up. I wonder how this is going to fare tonight. Bahrain always brings out surprises for us, especially last season as well. Hopefully this season can bring out the best in these drivers as well. And if you do want to get involved, use the hashtag AOR Hype on Twitter, or just go in the chat and chat in the chat basically, and we will read your comments as much as we can. Massive shout out to 32 of you who are watching the stream right now. We are on board with the formation lap, which is again new to this season because we know that it works, but we're just going to see what everybody outside the top 10 have got in terms of tyres. Looks like a very interesting strategy regarding those top 10. We have got, I think with the top 10, bottom, we've got everyone except KG Gamer and whatever you, Pelt 3 or however you say his name. Pele. There we go. Everyone except those two on the mediums in the bottom half of the grid. Everybody else from Hayden down to K is on the softs. As far as the top 10 are concerned, obviously LGS was the only one to qualify on the super softs in the top 10. Everybody else on the soft. So I think majority of people will be going for the one stop unless they do a soft, super soft stint or anything like that. Possibly the softs and mediums will be working best if they wanted to go do this one stop, as we said earlier as well. So I'm intrigued to see how they can go through these tyres. I had one per person who managed to go through the soft tyres in 14 laps, which is incredible. But I think the maximum you can go on these medium tyres is probably about 20 laps. So possibly if they pit around lap 7 for a set of mediums, that will probably work out for them. But we shall have to wait and see. LGS leading the field away in the Ferrari on the formation lap, setting the pace. John's already disqualified from the formation lap. I was hoping they will be disqualified, but unfortunately he is in the Renault. But Jork actually needs to, I think, improve better on his race pace, because his qualifying pace really good, but his race pace let him down a bit last week. So if he looks strong out there today, he can go on for a very good finish today in Bahrain. He was looking very strong in practice, so we're keeping our fingers crossed for him as well. Variety of different esports teams being represented as well. If you just joined us, you join us for the right time. Ready to kick off some AOR F2 action. Don't forget the Xbox One F1 tier will be on at 9 o'clock, so you can see some more Xbox One action in a row, which is very exciting. This is the first lot of Xbox One action of the night, and do you know what, Josh? I'm excited. Are you?
I am. I'm absolutely just. I don't know. I don't know the word. I'm pumped. Just. I've got so many words just floating around, but it's nearly time. Look, they're about to park up, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's AOR F2 time with LGS starting from pole position. We are underway. Jork with a really good start there, but look at Cyril Rosberg. He's going in between the two. Can he come out with a race lead? They're 3 wide down the main straight. Who's going to come out on top? Is it a Ferrari? Is it the Mercedes? Is it McLaren? It is the Mercedes of Cyril Rosberg. Great move from him, getting Jork and LGS off the start. Smithson P4, Beefeater, P5, Clone Trooper, P6, Melanie, P7, trying to see if he can make some positions, which he is. He's on the inside of Clone Troop. Can he get the move done? Not at the minute. Going back towards the lead though with Jork. He's trying to get past LGS, but he just can't at the minute. He's looking for it. He's going to look. Is he going to look? No, he's decided against it. Smithson holding his position. Look at Beefeater. Look at him. He's after Smithson. My man in the Sauber Beefeater. He wants P4, but he's just holding off at the minute. Melanie's still trying to get past Clone Trooper, but he's just sitting behind at the minute. Dr. Alex or Drax lost 3 positions from the start, not the best for him. Verstappen up 1 and all over the back of the McLaren of Melanie. Overall, it's been quite a clean start, which is good to see further down the field. LK and Franglish, the 2 Toro Rossos, 18th and 19th. Not the best for them, but it's a long race. They haven't actually changed positions yet, but you know, you would expect a little bit more from them. However, like I said, a long race. Apex in 10th, the race winner last time out, I believe, or was it more so? It was one of the Force Indias, but it was Apex. 10th and 12th for the 2 Force Indias, with John just sitting between and making sure that they aren't near each other and keeping it all clean. Going towards the race lead though. Rosberg, he's off. He's decided that he just wants to go. But look at Jork, going to look on the outside of the Ferrari, decide against it, going to look for maybe the switchback here. But he doesn't seem to have the run in power. Or potentially, does he? He's sitting behind that Ferrari. He's going to look on the inside, decided against it. He's playing the long game. Smart from the McLaren. A bit of a gap performing between P6 and P7 with Clone Trooper and Melanie now. We have just had a move with Morso and John just going side by side there, but Morso's got the move done. He's going to join his brother of Apex in the other Force India there, who's behind a little bit of a train of Drax, Verstappen and Melanie. Verstappen hasn't managed to get past Melanie at this stage. Further down the field, we have some moves going with Sam and the other Ferrari. His teammate up in 2nd. X-Power losing out of position there. KJ Gamer though, P18 or 6 positions. I don't know if he's got damage or not, but he is on a set of mediums, so maybe he just wants to sit at the back, avoid any carnage and just play the long. But look, from KJ's point of view, you can see Franglish, X-Power, Sam, Hayden, Welty, and then John and Morso just a little bit up the road as well. So it does show just how anything can happen. As Welty's just gone for a move on Hayden, and he's got that done nice and easy, with Sam now going to try and get past the Renault driver of Hayden. Not the best position so far for the Renaults. However, like I said, it's a long race. Rosberg getting the fastest lap. 1.1 seconds now in front. Jork is closing in on the Ferrari. Is he going to go for a late move down into turn 1? No, he moved on the inside, but he decided against it. Jess, is there anything that I've missed?
It is quite hard to keep an eye on these battles. Luckily, hopefully I caught them as much as possible. But what a start from these guys. They all managed to keep it clean going into turn 1, which is really unheard of, to be honest, in Bahrain. But we just see some the Toro Rosso fighting it out as well. Battles everywhere, which is very good to see at the opening stages of this Grand Prix. But they got to be careful not to wear out their tyres or their ERS too quickly, because otherwise it could cause some issues. Sam using a bit more fuel than he's intended, but I think Sam had to concede with position with the Williams, but I think he's under pressure with the Toro Rosso as well. But I think he managed to defend that quite nicely going into turn 10 and 11. In fact, he only made it just, but the Toro Rosso going very fast off Franglish at the moment. He has been looking very good in terms of pace, but they're all on the same amount of tyres, so this could be proving to be very interesting for them. But towards the front of the field, Jork is catching up on LGS, and also Beefeater, whatever you like to call him, also catching up. The gaps are closing in already, with I think Smithson catching up to Beefeater as well. So very good pace at the moment from VSR Smithson, as well as he's all over the back of Beefeater at the moment. But if anything can happen, as DRS is now enabled for these guys. I think Smithson's a bit too further back to make a move. Yes, he is. But I think we got Bailey and Maloney got involved in a battle as well. But the Haas not too far of Dr. Alex either as well. So he's going to join in on the party as well. But I think we got Apex trying to have a go of overtaking Dr. Alex. Is he going to do it? I think he just about... Oh, nope. He got the switchback done. But I think Dr. Alex... tried to defend that very well, and he's got that into P9. I think we just saw the battle with Morso and John in the background as well. Looks like Morso concede, but I think Apex is going to try and make a move down the outside. No, he can't make it stick at the moment. He has clipped the corner a bit, but going into turns 10 and 11 now, they can't afford to make it slip at the moment. All a bit of contact from the Haas and the Force India, but
bumper cars between them. Yeah,
they kept it together though. That was very good though. That's allowing Apex to fall forward. Now Dr. Alex is under pressure from Morso. Now Morso is back up in the points. He's overtaking like mad at the moment. Can Dr. Alex be under pressure from John? We will have to wait and see. John is about 0.3 of a second now behind Dr. Alex. He he's having a race to forget at the moment, but hopefully he can bring it together throughout the rest of this race then, as they're all on similar strategies. But it's crucial on when they pit. 2 Force Indias, definitely a force to be reckoned with in the midfield at the moment, even though they were P1 and 2 last time about, as B-Phil, Beefeater, whatever you like to call it, has just set the fastest lap of the race. 1:30 though, really good. But let's ride on board with Clone Troop and Smithson. Very tight around turn 1, very tightly together. I think Clone Troop nicely defended that very well. I'm surprised they didn't bump into each other, but it almost happened to them last week, and I think they've learnt from their mistakes and they managed to hold it together. And we've got, I think, also Jorg and LGS fighting out as well, with also the Williams or the Sauber. I don't entirely know what it is. Yeah, it's the Sauber of Beefeater as well. They're fighting as well for position. Jorg doing very well to hold on to P2 in the McLaren there, looking very strong on pace. But LGS, he is on the back of Jorg, going into the second DRS zone of the circuit. Then he will get DRS enabled just about now. He's a bit too further back at the moment, but can Beefeater close up to LGS? No, he's a bit too further back as well. So already it is shaping up to be the best, but I think the closest battle we can see, I think, is we got a train forming with Verstappen, Clone Troop, Maloney, more so. There's loads of people following. This is crazy at the moment, but I think we got Smithson at the front of the train and Verstappen trying to close in on to Smithson. Bailey looking very, very strong last time about as well, which is great to see. Going across the penultimate corner, is he going to try and make a move? Not yet. A bit of slight bigger lock-up from Ollie B. Kept together, which is very, very good as well. Where we are approaching the pit window for the Super Soft runners, and I think LGS has gone into the pits. That was good timing, but I think we'll just concentrate on that, and I think Verstappen is going to try and make a move down the outside. Ollie tries to make the switch back work and defend from Bailey, and he does it nicely. Ollie gained a position from him up into P4. Great stuff. Clone Troopers gained a position from Verstappen as well. So Verstappen lost big time there. We've seen Jorg and Beefeater fighting now as well. But I think we got Morso and Maloney fighting. Oh my god, this is getting crazy. This is like World War, but more PC like that. But anyway, Morso up into P7 already, looking very, very good as well. I did say at the beginning of the qualifying, they are forced to be reckoned with, these 2 Force Indias. The McLaren was off the track a little bit there. That probably didn't help in the slightest, but we see the McLaren at the back of the Force India of Apex. I know the 2 Force India drivers will be working together to try and defend. Maybe Morso is helping protect Apex to make sure that he doesn't get overtaken, which is quite wide, and I think Apex will probably be doing the same too, more so to make sure no one else overtakes him, which is a quite good strategy in my opinion. We'll also be watching to see how Beefeater does as well. So LGS did pit onto a set of the softs, but he's at the back of the grid at the moment, so I don't know what happened to him. Maybe his pit stop was a bit too long, but we shall find out later on as well. But a lot of positions gained throughout the start of this race. Oh my god, this is going to be good. And I think we got some more battles heading our way. I think we got Beefeater. Let's see how they're doing. All Beefeater going into turn 1. Almost got the move on Jork there. And we also got John and Maloney. Sorry, it's very hard to keep up in Bahrain, but not much damage from these drivers, which is good to see. They're keeping it clean. But as I'm saying that, there might be some damage. So I'm not going to say anything more. But we've got the McLaren is he's going a bit slow. He's been forced wide a little bit. As I said, I think I had a bit of commentator's curse there. That is not the best. I say I'm known for commentator's curse on AOR. I shouldn't really be doing that. Oh my word. The McLaren is struggling. Maloney is down into 14th. Is allowing Sam to overtake him. Yes, he does. He gets the job done. And his next job is Dr. Alex. And I think KJ Gamer is going to see to try and defend off Maloney. And he does that well on a set of mediums. KJ Gamer already making his way up and down the field. But so far, Rosberg already pulling away like a train at the moment. 3.0 seconds separating between him and Jorg. So definitely he's the early favourite going into the Bahrain Grand Prix. But wow, Josh, it's all to play for, and we're already on lap 7.
I know, it's been an incredible race so far, and yeah, just by LGS pitting, he goes straight to the back just because of how close everybody is. Like, there's not really any gaps at all. Everyone's more or less within a second. You've got a bit of a gap from P4 and P3, and then you've got like a second here and there. But overall, everyone is just on everyone's back. That's the best way to put it. Beefeater up ahead though with Jork. All the moves happening. Clone Trooper on Verstappen. He's managed to get that move done. He's been on out for a little while, but Jork and Beefeater. Jork's on the inside. He's trying to get his P2 back. Can he do it? He's going to hug the inside. Beefeater's on the outside, which is the better spot at the minute, and he looks like he's managed to get the move done. Verstappen's got back past Clone Trooper. Or has he? Clone Trooper's going to be sticking on the outside. Now he's got the inside. Bit of contact between the two. Verstappen's around. And contact with the Red Bull. The Red Bull of Smithson, and all the Mercedes of Welty has just collided. Oh, just pure bad luck there. LK's out of the session as well. Smithson spinning around. Absolute unluck there. LK's lost the wheel. He just got caught up in it all, and I don't think anyone expected it really. But that was a huge crash here. Taken out Welty and LK, and Smithson's being collected as well. I think he's missing some of his front wing. Verstappen on the other hand, I think his front wing's still intact, but he's lost a lot of positions. That was absolute carnage, and it was just pure unlucky from all of them, and it's a shame to see, but sadly it can happen in racing. But what an absolute nightmare for LK and Welty, just being caught up in an instant which, you know, sadly it just happened, and then they just got caught up in it. What it does mean is some of these guys have a better chance of getting in the points. KJ Gamer just behind Drax there for P10. Lap 9, we've still got 20 laps to go. Further on the field, Apex and Clone Troop though. These two Force Indias have been just getting past people together. More so got past him. Oh! Clone Trooper's in the wall!
He's out!
I think he's just lost it and he's out. Pele is out as well. Everyone's dropping like flies all of a sudden.
Oh, and a virtual safety car.
We have a virtual safety car, which is probably good. Everyone can take some time to just relax a little bit. But I didn't see what happened there between Clone Troop and Apex. I think it was just a bit of unluck, to be fair. I don't think Apex actually hit him too much. And then, yeah, but these two Force Indias, 4th and 5th. But what an absolute carnage of a last lap, you could say.
I think I jinxed it. I said there wasn't going to be much damage, but there was already, and we're not even halfway yet.
We know who to blame. We know who to blame.
Sorry. So we already got 4 retirements, and more so drive-through penalty. Not very good. As I was just going to say though, I haven't jinxed him. More so, like I said, has been very brilliant on race pace. He is looking, I think, for a very strong podium finish here, as well as Apex as well, which can do very well for the constructors. I've known him. I've watched the F1 streams back after the F2 ones, and he has been looking very, very quick as well. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to show his mettle due to the F1 drivers are ever so quick going onto it. But I think more so is going to the pits at the moment. I won't follow him in the pits, because otherwise we'll get that rev glitch, and we don't want that. So we'll see what tyres he comes on in a second. But what a very poor finish for Clone Troop. I think it's his second bad finish in a row. It's not rev sensitive to how he races in other leagues, obviously, because I've commentated on it a few other leagues when he's been in, and so I think you have as well, Josh, where you've seen him do well. So it's a bit gutting to see him do badly in AOR, but he is a reserve driver. Hopefully he can bounce back when he races again next week. But I think the virtual safety car has come to an end. But I think KJ Gamer is going to see if he can make a move down the outside of Sam. Oh, there's a bit of wheel banging again, like bumper cars, as Josh saying earlier. But I think KJ Gamer is going back in the points and up into 8th place. Medium strategy could play directly well into his hands, into KJ Gamer. He could go way up the field at this moment, because I think everyone on the the soft will start to struggle. But KJ Gamer definitely doing well to bounce back. But already, I think we can see Beefeater has just, I think, got the move done on Jork. We didn't see that, unfortunately. But this means, I think, the gap between him and Rosberg and Beaver has increased. And I think he's going to catch up to Rosberg soon as well. But he is struggling by the looks of things. But a lot of people doing ever so well to manage these tyres, ever so well. I think the only people that are pitted are Hayden, Maloney and Smith. And obviously Smithson was going to do a one-stop strategy, but unfortunately, due to that contact he had earlier on, he had to change his strategy and do that. But we got Frangwish and John fighting for position. Frangwish is going to try and defend. John goes through the outside, and that is a great move from John up into P5. at these later stages of the race. But I think Franglish is going to go for the switchback. Yes, he is. He almost went wide. They're side by side, and he had to concede a position, unfortunately, as John is going back up into P5. But John, not that far from Apex now. He can see him in his sights. I'm sure Apex can see him in his mirrors, so he must be in a bit of pressure at the moment. But I think we also got Jork not too far behind from Beefer as well. So battles coming up on track as well. Sam still over the back of KJ Gamer, so the battle for 8th place is still not over yet. Every point scored in this championship is crucial, even if it's little points or anything like that. But it is a new entire game. People you may see do well in the F1 2017 game may not do well in the 2018 game, and vice versa. In the likes of Morso doing very well as well. Morso, due to the fact how close his field is in last place on a set of medium tyres. Oh, what's happened to Sam? It might have been a bit of a desync. I don't know what happened. 1 minute he was at one part of the circuit, the next bit he was another. So unfortunately that was to happen for him. But I think KJ Gamer, oh, what is happening is a few issues at the moment. KJ Gamer's been forced wide by the Ferrari, and he's dropped positions. He'll probably have to pit soon. I don't think he's got that much damage, luckily. No, he hasn't, so he could afford to go for a few more laps. I think, oh, Jork is struggling. Oh, there is some problems on this lobby right now. I don't know what is happening, but hopefully these issues can be sorted at the moment. But Apex is in a lead, according to me. I don't know what it's saying to you, Josh.
Yep, no, Apex is in the lead. We had a lot of pitters, which is why Morso's retired. Ooh. He actually came out the pit box and into the first corner, made a mistake. I think it was actually out of turn 3, ended up in the gravel. So I think these medium tyres just didn't light up for him. But then, yeah, so we've had Rosberg, Beefeater, Jork, Hayden all pit, along with Verstappen as well. So we've had some of the pitters in. LGS is technically in the race lead, I believe. I'll look at the time. Yeah, so he is going to be in the race lead now. When Apex pits as well, I'm trying to think, do you know roughly how long a pit stop is around here?
I really don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. It's roughly about 15 to 20 seconds, but it does vary on what type.
It'll put him between LJ and Jork, really. All these guys are so close, so he's going to fit in somewhere there, maybe towards the back of it. But it's all about deciding when he's going to pit, which is now. Apex is coming in along with Franglish. John's coming in as well. All about Drax. Yep, the Haas is coming in. Sam is staying out. X-Power's coming in, and KJ Gamer will be staying out because he's on the set of mediums. So we'll have to see, where will Apex in the Force India come out?
I won't follow him as much because otherwise we'll get the issues with the engine. But I think he's coming out at the moment. Now he is in P8 at the moment, so not bad from him. But I think John did jump him in the pit, so that's
he did. Good work.
That's good work from the Renault driver at this stage. But Sam are doing very well to keep those tyres lasting the way they did. I'm just going to follow him on board right now and see how he's doing, because getting the soft tyres to work well for these amount of laps does bring out some new strategy to this. The other people who may not have used the softs yet may want to know how long they could push those soft tyres, and that is different. It does depend how good you are of a driver, and Sam is good with his tyre strategy. So to be honest, not that surprised with him, but he's doing ever so well in pace at the moment.
Some more contact. Verstappen and Smithson in the exact same spot as last time. I've just been on board with them, and they've been having quite a good battle. I think Smithson's got front wing damage, and I don't know if Verstappen does as well. But literally in the same spot as last time, Smithson spun round.
Yeah, that was, I'm sure he was sorry we didn't caught that, but that must have been awful. Smithson definitely got wing damage. Verstappen, I'm running on board with him. He's looking to be okay at the moment. He's looking like to be on a similar pace. So Smithson definitely got worse from him at this stage, as Rosberg is definitely flying at this moment in time in second place, a net lead here of this Grand Prix. He's on the 7 mediums. He will take it towards the end of this race then, which will be good, because I think he could stretch those 7 mediums for 20 laps. So definitely he can stretch it out for a bit more. But KJ Gamer is still in the lead at the moment, but he has still yet to pit. So he'll probably come out in probably about behind Apex, I think. But we will see, as I think Smithson and Verstappen are having another battle. I'm cautiously watching this to see if they don't have much contact. Looks like they are fine at the moment, but I'm a bit worried they are going to go wheel to wheel, because I don't want them to have any damage. I'm surprised. Actually, Ollie doesn't on my screen. Oh, there's a bit of damage, I think, gone from one of the cars. I think it was either Verstappen or Smithson. I don't know.
Verstappen.
It was Verstappen, the VRT driver. But I think we just missed also on the battle with X-Power and Sam at this stage. I think Sam did pit, and he's dropped down to P12 on a set of mediums. He'll be on newer tyres than X-Power, so possibly he can get better line going through the straights here. Medium is definitely the tyre to be on at this later stages of the race. I mean, the only one not on the mediums at the moment is LGS, but he's still yet to pit because he started on softs, and he'll probably go on a 2-stop. But I will be surprised if he goes to the end. But if he goes to the end, that'll be amazing, as the Williams and the Ferrari did go a bit wide, but I think we got Frank, which not that far behind from Hayden in the Renault, the banana Renault. As we said, we got yellow flag in set 2 and set 3, but let's concentrate on the battle.
Verstappen.
Oh, not again. But anyway, a battle going on for 9th, 8th place. Hayden tried well to cover Frangwish, but it didn't work out. Frangwish speeding across turn 1. Absolutely brilliant move from him up into P8. Very, very good move from the parallel, keeping it clean, as we have said. But I think Frangwish is going to see if he can try and catch up to Apex. But I've got a few favourites who I think should win this Grand Prix, but I'm not going to say anything just in case I jinx them or anything. But Verstappen, 5-second stop go penalty, speeding in the pit lane, so he will have to pit again, unfortunately, otherwise he will get a penalty, so he'll have to pit twice. His strategy has definitely messed up this race. He was looking strong at the start of the race, but I think he has pitted already, and then he's pitted again due to his damage, then he'll pit one more time due to the stop go, so he'll have 3 stops, which is not the idealist of situations, but hopefully Bailey can recover, and his things are more like a damage limitation things already. But Jork definitely looking very strong in the McLaren. His race pace is definitely there. He definitely took on our advice from last week, I've got to say. He is trying to avoid the contact as much as possible, but we got the Sauber or Beefer, or Beefeat as we like to call him, catching up as well. So I think Rosberg made it easily past KJ Gamer, but I think KJ Gamer let him pass due to the fact he was on newer tyres, and KJ Gamer still has to pit. So Rosberg in the lead of this Grand Prix, got to say, controlling this race very well at the moment, and he is racing his own race at the moment, but we've got LGS not that far behind. But I think we've got the Force India and the Renault fighting. Apex up into P6 at the moment. He is looking to score, hopefully to add some points to the Force India, despite the fact Morso did retire from the race, unfortunately. Apex has got the move done, but John is not that far behind from Apex now. He's going to try and catch up going into the corners. Maybe they may have a setup dedicated to corners 8. Don't forget the Mercedes powered engine is faster on the straights. That's why you can gain a bit more speed on the straights. We're halfway through this race at the moment. Anything can happen between these guys. Going through to the DRS straight, the second DRS straight of the circuit, and is he going to use it to his advantage? Yes, he is, but he spit too further back to catch to him, unfortunately. But I think we've got LGS and KJ Gamer fighting as well at the front of the field. KJ Gamer definitely looking promising in the Red Bull with his strategy at the moment. Reminds me of Ben in the Oceania race last time about earlier on this morning, where he had run a similar strategy as well. So possibly he could do it. And KJ Gamer is flying to the pits, and so is LGS. Oh, this could be interesting. Who's gonna beat them in the pits? We shall see. I think here we go. Sam's in the pits as well. KJ Gamer. Oh, what's happened with KJ Gamer on my screen? Oh, this is gonna be close. I think by the looks of things, KJ Gamer, I think, has got him in front of LGS. But I think we got the Force India and the Renault fighting as well. Again, looks like I think Apex up into P4 now, which is brilliant stuff from him. Maybe he could challenge for the win. We shall have to wait and see. Beefeat or Bayfer has, I think, made his way past Jork, but I think he's going to try and make another move. Jork did weave a little bit, but I think they pitted roughly in the same time by the looks of things. Chaos already for these the penultimate stages of this Grand Prix. This is going to be very interesting to see how these drivers can manage their tyres, and also the ERS as well. Hopefully they won't run out of battery here.
Yeah, it's been quite a lively race so far. We've got about 12 laps to go. Obviously, KJ's made his only stop. That, you know, technically we think it is, but don't want to jinx anything. But further on the field, it does seem that the Mercedes of Rosberg has just sort of stormed away in a way, you could say. He's got 4.6 seconds back to second place of the Sauber of Beefeater, and then Jork just behind 4 tenths. These guys have been battling for the whole race, and it's hard to tell who's going to come out on top. And then just behind they have Apex. I say just behind, he's 8.5 seconds behind. It's a bit of a trek there, and he's got to put in some good laps and potentially hope these guys carry on battling, which they are. Jork's on the inside now into turn 1. Turn 2, who's it going to be? I believe it is Jork has managed to get the position back. These guys are just switching so much. It's quite ridiculous, to be fair. John's on the back of Apex, hasn't decided to go for the move at turn 1 or 2 or 3. And he's a bit too far back now. At the rest of the grid, KJ Gamer and LGS, I'm expecting them to put in some good lap times now to try and catch up and get into the points, so to speak. Melanie down in P11, I thought he would be further up, but he's had quite a unlucky race so far with, I think, a little bit of incidents and things like that. X-Power, P10, getting 1 point so far, but he wants to make it a couple more. He's got Sam in front of him. Sam's then got Drax just in front. So, you know, one little battle, it can mean so much to a driver's point of view in terms of points, but also it can ruin these guys, because Drax, Sam and Power, 8th, 9th and 10th, they could swap with Melanie, KJ and LGS just like that. Smithson, 9.4 seconds off LGS and Verstappen. I think it's safe to say so far that they're not going to be scoring points today. However, you don't know what can happen. It's league racing at the end of the day. Moving towards the front of the field with the Sauber of Beefeater and Jork. These two are like the main talking point at the minute, battling all the time. As Beefeater are going to look for a move, nearly ran into the back of him. That's not what we want, but these guys keep battling away, keep changing positions. We've got 10 laps to go. It is hard to tell who's going to come out on top. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. Someone's made a mistake. Not too sure who.
It's Bailey Verstappen.
Who that's for. Oh, it's Verstappen has retired. Verstappen is out of the round. I'm not too sure what happened there.
I didn't see that, unfortunately, so I couldn't catch that, but that makes it our 6th retirement of this Grand Prix. What a shame, but he was struggling there, so not really that surprised, Josh.
Yeah, it's not the race you would have wanted. I think that's the best way to put it. But going towards the back of the field, LGS, Melanie, KJ, X-Power, Sam. I think this is where the battle's going to be for the minute, and then we've got a battle between Jork and Beefeater, which is probably going to go on for another 2,000 centuries because none of them can break away from each other and want to give each other a little bit of break. Same with John and Apex. Franglish, however, closing into the battle. He's left Hayden in the dust a bit. He's about 2 seconds behind after getting past him, so he's on a little bit of the path. Could be on a little bit a good mission, you could say. LGS closing to the back of Melanie. 2 tenths behind. KJ now 4 tenths behind X-Power, going to be looking to try and get in the points and then just doing what he can. He's got 9 laps to give it all, and you can see a couple of cars in front of him there. Beefeater still hasn't decided to go for a move on John. John and Apex. Apex is going to try and take the inside line to defend. John on the outside, but I think the Force India is going to have it covered. And look at Franglish. He's going to get involved now as well. He's like, oh, I can see that P4. I'll take that. Well, right now he's about to take P5. And pretty much done. He's got that position nice and easy. John got a bit of understeer at the end of corner number 3. And Franglish was like, I will have that. And now he's just going to look towards the Pink Panther of Apex. As Rosberg's left the session. Race leader in the Mercedes has left the session on lap number 20 here. This could give Jork the race lead.
I didn't see this coming at all. Rosberg was looking very strong all race long, so it must have been a disconnecting issue. So this could play in the hands of Jork to see if he can make the move on Rosberg. Maybe he can make it easy. We'll have to wait and see. The gap is already dropping already due to the ghost of Rosberg there. So it is just such a shame to have the DC issues towards the end, especially after doing so well, after all the hard work and effort it has been to push and practice for these races. It would be such a shame if Rosberg was to lose out. He's already dropping like flies. 1.9 seconds. We've got Beefeater dropping in on the party as well. So it could be a three-way battle here for the lead. And I think we did see this last time about the lead can change by a drop of a hat. So like we said earlier, it is not over until the last lap. And I think this definitely proves much anything. This can go on until the end of this race. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens as they're all on similar strategies. Oh, I can't see Rosberg. Oh, Rosberg's joined. Thank the Lord. Thank the heavens. We can actually see some battles for the lead here. Oh, is he going to make a move? Oh, that was close. I think Jorg did make it sit there and he's not in the lead. I think Beefeater made it as well. I think Rosberg is still ghosting. I don't know what's happened at the moment.
He is at the minute, yeah. Yeah,
hopefully he can rejoin the session soon and get some racing underway. We will let you know when he has joined. I think Apex could close to Rosberg. We will watch out to see how Apex does as well. But Jorg, very impressive from him, and he's in the lead of this Grand Prix after a very worst finish in Australia. He's looking on course to get his first win in AOR, especially I do believe he either came from F3 or he's a new driver of AOR. So
Rosberg's back in.
Oh, yep, he's back in. I think he must have been feeling a bit down, but to be honest, I am glad he is back to do some racing, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed he could battle towards the front runners, especially now his tyres are newer than Beefer on those tyres there. So we will watch out for Rosberg and see what happens. But Frangwish is still battling across the field, but this time the Force India, the Pink Panther of Frangwish then, and of Apex, sorry, my bad. Frangwish did try to make a move there, but he made it stick at the moment, staying behind the Force India of Apex. But he's probably going to make a move going into turn 3 and turns 4 coming up soon. He almost made the move, but thinks better of it. He did hesitate a bit, but he can't afford to make much damage at the later stage of the race. So that was a good call from the Toro Rosso at the moment. But we still got the lead, 0.4 seconds. It is crazy. And we also got LGS Sam and Power fighting as well for position. So battles all the way around. But I know the battle you probably want to see is a battle for the lead. So as soon as that battle closes up, we will keep an eye on that. But at the moment in midfield, Apex, Frangwish and the two Renaults are fighting as well for position. The second DRS, Frangwish has got DRS enabled. Unfortunately, he did not make the move. The Mercedes engine is definitely faster in a straight line, I got to admit, which is probably why he is doing better on pace than Frangwish is. But we've seen how good the Honda engine has been good in qualifying in real life as well. But hopefully it can turn to in the race, but we shall have to wait and see, as Frangwish has almost tried to make a move there into that turn, but unfortunately he thinks better of it. But can he make a move towards the start-finish straight? Apex, knowing where Frangwish was going to go, but I think Frangwish was trying to make a move. Apex defending into turn 1. This could be anyone. A bit of wheel banging, but it was clean and it was nicely executed from Apex, and I think Apex is up into P4. We've got KJ Gamer fighting with LGS at the moment. LGS has made the place on KJ Gamer at the moment. At the moment, KJ Gamer is looking to gain another point, because I think he got a point in Australia, but I think there were penalties added from Stewart's penalties, so I do believe he got more than 1 point last week, but I will double check that at the end of the race. But oh, what happened? Ollie has retired again for the second race in succession. I didn't see what happened, unfortunately.
He spun it. Oh. He spun it at turn 13, and I think that was the final point for him. Frangwish, and who was that? It was John who's made quite a lot of bit of time up there. Now 8 attempts away from Frangwish and Apex. So again, a little battle between the two of them, and John could be looking at that P4, but Frangwish, he's going to want to try and get past Apex. He's been sitting behind him for a couple of laps. Rosberg, he just doesn't seem to be able to get the pace back up to catch up to Jork and Beefeater up there. What I have realised, what are the chances that the person we're calling Beefeater is actually a vegan?
That will probably be bad on our part if it was like that. If we do that, I'm sorry.
It will be, but
I bet you.
Frangwish is on the inside now, and he's got the move done already. Oh! Apex with the switchback. Don't know how he's managed that, but look at John going to try and swoop round and take both of the positions. He's been forced out of road by the Force India of Apex, and now the three of them, the battle is on for P4. Apex followed by John, followed by Franglish. John's going to look on the inside, bit of contact between the two. Now Franglish is going to look on the inside. Can he get past John at least? He hasn't managed to at the minute. Now he has. He's got past the Renault again. But a nice little battle between the two, and Hayden is getting even closer to these guys to be able to join the battle for P4. Rosberg's made a bit of time on the second place, which is good for him to try and get the race lead back, because he probably deserves a win here, but sadly due to connection issues it dropped him back. Moving back towards the battle with Apex, Franglish and John. Things have calmed down a little bit, but one little mistake from the driver, or if someone takes a corner just a little bit better, they're going to be right back on the back of them. Feel like we're going to wait for the start finish straight for a move to potentially happen with the DRS and the slipstream, and obviously the ERS as well. That's something, a new addition to the game, which gives them even more power to carry even more speed. You know, is that possible to carry even more speed? Apparently it is. Come around the final corner there. What is the sort of speed Franglish is going to be able to carry? How much can he close in on Apex? Look at that. Just look at the speed he's carrying. He's going to shift to the outside. Is he going to be able to make the move work? I don't think so. I think Apex has parked the car perfectly. Franglish is still on the inside. Hasn't managed to at the minute. Got all about the exit. John didn't manage to get in on the action. But again, another great piece of defending from Apex.
I'm very impressed with how these two guys are battling out. Franglish and Apex were battling it out last season, so it's great to see old Season 2 veterans battling it out again as well. So very, very amazing stuff from the pair of them, and I think they're going to be a strong force this season as well. But towards the front of the field then, it is shaping up to be a battle that's definitely going to go towards the end with Beefer and Jock. I think I'm going to pronounce him Beefer because I think that's how you say it, but I think we won't know how to pronounce these names properly towards the end of the season, but we will get our hands around them as the race progresses. So we shall be fine. Probably in about a few rounds' time, we'll get the names absolutely right. And it is quite hard for a new season. I don't know how to pronounce these names, but anyway, Beefeater I think is a bit too further back from Jork at the moment to make a move. He's got DRS though. He's gonna close in on Jork around the outside of... Oh, this is going to be shaping up to be a close battle. Jork doing some very brilliant defending now, going into turn 1, approaching turn 2. Jork, the McLaren Renault engine, not very fast on a straight line. The Sauber engine is fast on a straight line. So, can the Sauber get advantage? Rosberg is closing in now. So, it's not over yet for Rosberg to possibly take a podium or possibly a win. Rosberg is hoping that the top two can make any sort of mistake in order for him to stand a chance, and they're on a new set of tyres. So, three-way battle for the lead. This is going to be interesting going to the last few laps. Let us know your thoughts who's going to win in the chat. This is going to be cool, and let us know who your driver of the day as well. We've got a few contenders coming up as well. So, I'm going to follow on board with Rosberg at the back of the train. Rosberg's just a bit too far back at the moment. He is dropping down in ERS mode at the moment. He was using a bit of ERS to gain some more time over the two leading bunch, but he is doing well to close up to him. It is anyone's game. They're about 2 seconds apart at this moment, but Franglish is still over the back of Apex soon, so we're not going to count him out. LGS and Alex are battling it out for P8 and 9 as well, so the battles for points are still for grabs, as well as the battle for the race win is still up for grabs. So I think the only ones I think who could take the win today are Jork, Beefer or Rosberg. So any of those three I think can possibly take it. Is Beefer going to try and make another move into turn number 1? Is he going to think better of it? No, he doesn't make the move. Stick. Rosberg tries to close in again. He's slowing a bit on pace at this moment in order to make a move. So unfortunately he didn't make the move. But X-Power giving some time penalties. But I don't see what the time penalty is at the moment. But Franglish is another battle with Apex. They're battling all race long, I can tell you that. Apex doing well to defend it. He must be a defending king at the moment on this circuit. Doing ever so well on this pace. Even though he's not going to win this race, he'll be probably loving the battles he's having with Franglish at the moment. He'll still gain some very good points in the Constructors' Championship if he keeps this up and stay as he is. He's a bit too further back to catch up to Rosberg, but I think the best he can do is P4. He does hope to catch into P4, and John is over the back of Franglish as well, so this could prove interesting going up. But I think Beaver is closing up to Jork by the second at the moment. There's yellow flag in set to 2.
Apex.
Oh, it's Apex.
I think Apex and Franglish.
Oh my word, that was shaping to be a good battle, but unfortunately I think there was a bit of contact with Franglish and Apex. Unfortunately, Franglish has dropped its way down the order, both of them on the same strategy. That's allowing Hayden to possibly gain his best finish in P5 in the Renault. He probably won't be expecting this, going into this a bit too further back from John, unfortunately. LGS is going to see if he could try and make a move down the outside of Hayden, or the inside, should I say, of Hayden, going into the ultimate corner. A very tough corner to get right. Hayden almost went a little bit wide. Now Dr. Alex is joining in the party. Hayden trying his best to defend, but we got LGS and Dr. Alex trying to get the move done. LGS looks like he's got the move done on Hayden, but can Dr. Alex do it? Looks like Dr. Alex is staying behind Hayden at the moment, but LGS, what a move. Don't forget, I think he's the only one apart from KG Gamer on the soft tyres. So that is probably why his pace is good at the moment. We can see, I think, KG Gamer having a battle with Apex and Franglish as well. F2 rivals all battling it out for the points position, should I say, of this race then. So this is going to shape up to be good for them as well. They want to get as many points as possible. KG Gamer doesn't just want the 1 point, he may want more points than that, so I won't be surprised if KG Gamer fights for position. Now Rosberg is 4/10 of a second now behind Beaver, so this could play into the hands of any one of those three to take the win. Oh my word, we've seen a last lap battle in F2 last week. We're going to see it again. I am looking forward to shaping how this is going to work out. The number 25 of Rosberg is doing very well. He's keen to redeem himself. He's keen to possibly gain the win. He's got DRS enabled on the straight. I think so is Beaver as well. Beaver and Rosberg making the same move into turn 1. Jork doing some good defending going on to the last lap here as the Rosbergers went a bit wide. They lost a bit of grip. They have been on these medium tyres for quite a long time now. But I think Jork has lost position. He's going to try and make another move. No.
Oh, Jork's spinning.
Oh, he is struggling
He's sliding
a bit.
all over Jork.
And I think Rosberg's going to try and make a move.
Aren't working.
Rosberg's going to try and make a move. A bit of contact almost. No damage, luckily. So it's a racing incident. But, oh, look at Rosberg. He easily got the job done now. The race lead battle is not over. His next job is Beaver. Is Rosberg going to still have chance to take the win? This is going to be very interesting to see what happens. Oh my word. This is going to be so cool for these final stages of this Grand Prix. Rosberg had some disconnection issues, which is why he lost the lead of this Grand Prix. But the battle for the win is far from over at this stage for Beaver. Smashing job on those medium tyres. A great move from between him and Jork, is able to snatch the lead on the last lap. He has never led a lap of this Grand Prix up until now, Josh. This is absolutely amazing. Going forwards the final corner. I don't know how penalties was going to be like, but on track then. Beaver goes on to win. No, he doesn't win. Penalties. Jork has won.
Jork does. Jork's robbed it in the last minute, followed by Rosberg and then Beaver. And now John's coming out to the line, and then further back from that, a lot of battles going on. KJ with a last-minute move on Apex has forced him out right. John in P4, LGS coming home in, well, technically P6 due to penalties. We'll let the penalties fly in. Look at all the changes there. So we have Jork, Rosberg, Beaver, John, and then we have Dr. Alex, followed by Hayden, and then the rest of the grid will follow soon. But Jork grabbing the race win due to penalties.
Is great.
What an absolute change in events.
Right, let's see if I could do the standings as fast as I can, just like Josh did in qualifying once I get the race standings loading up. But there will be podium first. I completely forgot about that. But here we go then. The McLaren driver of Jork celebrating. He definitely redeemed himself after last week. A pool showing in Australia. But he had his head in the game. Forgot about last week. And he was able to take the win. So we got a British driver who was on the top step, an Irish person in second, and I don't know who was third there, but national. Oh, Italy, Italian. Now let's see. Oh no, not yet. Come on, game. Oh, we got a ranking. I don't know why it keeps telling me that, but fair dues. But we're about to get the standings right now. Jork in at P1, taking the win there. Rosberg in P2. Bayfair in P3 with a penalty, unfortunately, unable to take the win. John in at P4. Dr. Alex in at P5, the Canadian. Hayden in at P6. Really good result for him in the Renault. LGS in P7. Apex in P8. I've got to speed this up now. Sam F1 in 9th position. KG Gamer taking the last point. But he got a penalty though, but that didn't matter because Meloni was so far back in P11. Franglish in P12. X-Power in P3. The last finisher. Our non-finishers this evening. Smithson, Verstappen, Morso, Clone Troop, Pelty and K. And Welty. 7 seconds to spare. There we go.
That is it. A lot of non-finishers here today, which is a shame to see, but I mean, it all happened on what, lap 8, wasn't it? Due to the calamity which happened.
Yeah.
But overall, it's been a good race.
Yes. And are you still going to be around to help with the podium interviews or not?
I will be.
Brilliant. So let's get. I'm not sure if I have them on Xbox or not, but let's see if we can get. I think we'll at least get our race winner, Jork, in the party. So let's see if I can invite him. But what a race! Whilst I get the race winners invited to the party, who do you think, Josh, is your driver of the day?
My driver of the day, I thought about this while it was going through. Originally it was going to be Franglish, but then it just sort of went downhill for him. So I am going to give my driver of the day, I'm going to give it to Rosberg, because he did well in qualifying, and then he handled the race perfectly. And then he just got unlucky with the disconnection, and he still managed to make his way back up to second. So he will be my driver of the day.
Yes, Rosberg doing ever so well. It was such unfortunate to have him have these calamities going into the final few stages of the race, unfortunately, due to these connection issues that he had. But Rosberg doing ever so well as well. But Jork, absolutely brilliant to take the win there. I think he is definitely one of the contenders as well. So I'm just getting our top 3 into the party. Hopefully they will accept the invite. Obviously they don't have to. They don't want to be interviewed. They don't have to. But I think I've invited all 3 of them. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But oh my, what a great race that we have seen. I did predict Bahrain was going to be very unpredictable, and boy, it was. They were clean going into turn 1, but I think after lap 7 or 8 or so, that is when the battles seemed to happen from start to finish. It was absolutely crazy, and I'm just going to see if any of the top 3 could go for interview. I'm actually going to. Do you have them on? Do you have them on Xbox, or any of them on Xbox or not?
I don't. We've got Rosberg and Jorkin.
Oh, they just.
And then I'm not too sure about FIFA.
Okay. We got. So yeah, we got P3 and P1. But first of all, our race winner then, JessGames95. You did a splendid job after redeeming yourself from Australia after the poor showing there, but you've gone on to take the win there in a dramatic fashion, and you did very well. How do you feel after that race?
Confused. I still don't know if I won or not. And I don't want to win. I don't know.
You have won.
I didn't want to win by some glitch or something. I want to earn it. So. No, last week. Well, I got hit last week, so I think I couldn't really show what I could do. And then this week, obviously, I had a really good quali. Effectively got pole position because LGS was doing a 2-stop. And then Rosberg drove away, really unlucky for him that he disconnected. And then, but I think I took a bit too much out of my tyres because I was trying to keep Faye behind me, and he was really pushing me all race. So Then on that last lap, my tyres just went over the edge. And I saw them both go past, and I thought, oh no, I can't believe this.
That was crazy battle in between you, Rosberg, and Beefer. How did you manage to try and defend off the guys in front? Because you were on the lead for most of it. How did you defend so good, apart from obviously the final few stages? How did that work for you? Did you know the line from the other two, or did you just keep it clean and hope for the best?
Just trying to get real good exit onto that main straight, and I think ERS is really important around here as well with those 3 long straights. So
yes, definitely, it's important to manage.
I was really managing that ERS because I was using medium up to about 6th gear and then putting it on high because I was really on the limit on it. So I pretty much did everything I could to win that.
Yes, and you did that with style. Well done.
Very
done to you.
Sweatiest race I've probably ever done.
Is Bahrain your best track, do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a few that I say I'm pretty good at, but Bahrain's definitely up there. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
But I set myself a target of getting a podium, so yeah, pretty good.
And you definitely hit that target. Josh, I'll hand over to you for 2nd place, who I think is in the party now.
Yeah, Rosberg grabbed 2nd due to penalties, and I feel bad for you, Rosberg. I'll be honest. You know, I thought the race was yours. The action happened, and then I tried to give you invites as soon as I could, but you managed to get back in, and you know you still managed to get 2nd, which, if you look at the whole turn of events, it could have been a lot worse. So, what's your view on the whole situation?
To be honest, I'm just as confused as Jork or Farah is, because on my screen at least, I've crossed the line ahead of Jork. I don't know if that was the same on his screen or what. And
yeah,
Farah had his penalties.
Yeah,
the gap was I'm not going to swear, but it was ruined since I came back, because I was probably like 8 tenths behind Farah when I got back in before I caught the pack properly. And then, but on my screen it said I was 2.8 seconds behind when it just wasn't true. So I think, to be honest, I don't know, because I didn't have any warnings, I didn't have any penalties. I think I've won. I don't know, but to just talk about the race in itself, I got a great start. I think the thing that saved me at the very beginning was knowing where to brake. That's how I outbroke LGS and Jork, and after that it was sweating a lot, trying not to bottle it, and just making sure I didn't do anything wrong, which I didn't. The game or my internet decided to ruin me, so it's not very fair, but to be honest, I don't know where I finished. I'm gonna put it into the stewards for all 3 of us, just so that we know who's won. I think Farah's doing something with his penalties as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've no idea.
Yeah, that was a bit confusing to find actually who won, so yeah, it was confusing, but hopefully we shall find out by next week about the penalty situation. But we go to another podium finisher. I don't know how to say your name, but can you just say your gamer tag now so I know how to pronounce it in future races?
How you like it? It's pretty hard to pronounce.
F1.
Hungarian, so.
I started calling you Beefeater. I'll just set that as your nickname.
Oh, Beefer? Well, I don't know.
Like, fireways. Sounds like fireways.
Yeah. You were looking ever so good with that battle between you and Jork throughout this race, and you managed to make your way up through the field there. Your first podium, I believe, take into account all the penalties. You almost had the win there, but we don't know how the results are going to go after penalties anyway once it gets sorted out in the stewards. But tell me how your pace looked in there. Did you feel like you were going to be on the podium today, or were you taking it as it comes?
Yeah, my pace around Bahrain has always been pretty good, and I knew if I could get past a few people the first stint, I had the pace on mediums to to be up there, sure.
Yeah, you were looking strong. And was Bahrain your strongest track, or did you think you were stronger in other tracks around the calendar? Because you were looking strong around there.
It's probably my best track of the lot. I won here 2 seasons ago in F2, so
Yeah.
it's probably my best, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Any words to say, Josh, on Beefer, or Beefeater, as you like to say?
Yeah, good old Beefeater. You know, you got to come up with these nicknames, and that's it now. It's set for the rest of the season.
Life.
Yeah, for life. That's it. But no, just a good race from all of you guys. Yeah, it was a good race to watch, and looking forward to next week.
I am excited for next week as much as the next guy, and thank you all so much for watching the stream right now. Don't forget to check out the Xbox One F1. I do believe the race is just about to start for that. Hopefully we can catch the start of the race, so make sure you go to the Apex Online Racing channel, go to the Xbox One F1, support the stream on there. I know who I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the F2 drivers from last season. I hope they do well, and all the other drivers for the likes of Evo's in there as well. So a great race to look out for as well. Thanks to our sponsors, Elgato, GT Amiga Racing, Thrustmasters and Hype Energy for all your support in AOR, as well as all the other coordinators and commentators for making these leagues happen, because without them there'll be no F1 league. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. We will catch you next week in China, where we will see some more action, and we will tell you how the results from this week has panned out. But I've been JessGames95, Josh Swarm has been XSWARMHD, and we will see you next week. Good night.